Good evening, and welcome to Wagner's Nightmare. My name is Daniel Orsen, and yes, this is my audition tape for James Bond. But I'm here to talk about a subject of the utmost seriousness: the viola. I will begin with a question. What is the world's cruelest viola joke? I will leave you to ponder that question as I enter in on this discourse about Wagner's disdain for the viola, his beef, if you will. First off, what is a viola?
If you don't know what a viola is, I'll tell you. It's like a violin, but a little bigger and nobody cares.
That's exactly right. It is also the middle voice of the string family and, importantly, it is acoustically misshapen. Allow me to explain. If violas were proportioned correctly for the register, if they used the same ideal proportions which violins and cellos use, they would be 21 inches long. The problem is that it's too big to play like a violin and too small to play like a cello, so violas are usually between 16 and 17 inches long and played like a violin. Mine is 16 3/8. If it were 21 inches long, my arm would be fully extended while playing and I would have tendinitis. The second thing you need to know is that in Wagner's day, the viola was mostly played by violinists who were too bad for the violin section. All Wagner would have heard was bad viola playing, and since he figured everybody playing the viola would be bad, he thought he might as well have tall people playing extra large violas to get the best sound possible. If he could have, Wagner probably would have trained orangutans to play 21-inch violas. What he had to settle for were 19-inch violas designed by Hermann Ritter. As the story goes, Ritter came to Bayreuth to play his model of viola for Wagner 6 months before the premiere of the Ring Cycle. Wagner was smitten, proclaiming, "Das richtige Altinstrument," and he had the viola section of Bayreuth filled with viola altas. And he hired Ritter to be the first principal violist of Bayreuth. Now, a fairly large body of music was written or transcribed specifically for the viola alta, much of it by Ritter. An important part of Wagner's Nightmare will be reveling in the viola alta repertoire with the humble, regular viola. What happened to the viola alta? Why aren't people playing 19-inch violas today? Simply, they are just too big and not worth the physical therapy bill at all. I want to share something important and vastly underappreciated about how Wagner wrote for the viola. 1. Simple accompaniments and harmonic filling. 2. Difficult passages, doubled by at least the violins and cellos. 3. Melodic material on the C string, which he probably would have given to the violins or cellos if he could have. And 4th, for Jewish characters. Wagner used the acoustically misshapen viola to weave obligatos around Jewish characters, such as Sixtus Beckmesser, in Meistersinger, and Albrecht Mime and the Nibelungs in the Ring. In fact, a few weeks ago I was listening to the beginning of Das Rheingold and was struck that the violas are right there at the beginning, doubling Albrecht's stumbling entrance into Rheingold. In this particular recording, something from the Met in the 80s or 90s, the violas were not together, which would be sad if it weren't so funny and musically appropriate. So, you've had time to think, time to ponder, on the question I proffered to you at the outset of this discourse. What is the world's cruelest viola joke? The Overture to Tannhäuser. Maybe I'll live so long that I forget about it. Maybe I'll die trying.